Let's talk about what this week has in store astrologically, January 27th through February 2nd. And this is a week of a new moon, the first new moon of 2025. And it's wonderful energy just in general this week. There's a lot of beneficial connections that are going to be happening, aspects that are going to be happening. So it really adds to this ability to daydream what it is we want our reality to be, our new reality to be. All of this Aquarius energy that we have going on is really centered around the fact of us reinventing the wheel from all the way down to a personal level, what things make us feel most true and authentic to who we are, what brings us happiness now, what things we need to liberate ourselves from now, but also all the way up to a bigger scale where it's the world, the earth, all the different countries and things are really reinventing the wheel as well, because as we had Pluto leaving Capricorn, where it had been since 2008, Capricorn, of course, being the sign of the foundations under our feet, it's the government systems, it is all of the things that we know to be the structures that hold everything together. You have the planet of absolute transformation going through there. And as it went through from 2008 onward, you can see where it was saying, let's look at the old outdated systems that aren't working anymore. And let's reinvent the foundations that are under our feet. Let's change that. And so now that Pluto's finally in Aquarius, where it landed in November of 2024, and it's going to stay there for 20 years, it moves through Aquarius. So you've got the planet of transformation going through the sign of innovation. And so here we have this first new moon of 2025 that's really centered on that. So it's asking you, what do you want to reinvent? What is new for you? What do you want to see different in your life, in your world, in your city government, in your bigger government, all of the things, right? What do you need to free yourself from in order for the new to come in? And there's a theme of that a lot this year, especially getting it to the roots of family systems and family belief systems and the things that we hold on to that aren't even our beliefs. They're the beliefs of family members that have just been passed down from one generation to the next, drama from one generation to the next. And this new moon gives us an ability to see it. And why we get an ability to consciously see where these systems aren't working anymore is because on Monday, the 27th, we have Mercury, the planet of the conscious mind, planet of communication. We have it moving into Aquarius there. So when it does that, we get radical insights, we get bright ideas that come out of nowhere. They just show up. And that is a hallmark of the 3 to 4 week transit when we have it moving through that sign every year. But it's great timing that it would happen just before this new moon, because new moons are where we manifest what it is that we want. And so we got to get our mind on what it is we want to see for change. What better time to do it than when Mercury is going through Aquarius? So we've got that going on. And then, of course, that new moon that happens on Wednesday, which also happens to coincide with the Chinese New Year, which is the wood snake. And you know what? I don't know nothing about it, so I'm not going to pretend I do, because I don't. I'm an astrologer. I'm not a Chinese astrologer. So I just know that it has to do with wisdom and checking in with our intuition and like the unknown. You know what I mean? So, of course, when we're in this process of reinvention, there's going to be a lot of unknown. And so that would be my assumption that, this new year is going to be kind of peppered with a lot of that energy of things changing, but having to really trust what our intuition is telling us to do. And you know what's interesting? So Uranus is the planet that rules Aquarius. So it also carries that same type of energy, just like the 11th house that, Aquarius rules in astrology as well. They all carry the same energy of doing what's best for mankind. It's a really interesting sign. It's a lone wolf, I always say, and it likes to do what it wants to do. It doesn't want to follow the crowds. It doesn't want to follow the norms. So you see Aquarian folks are just a little bit different because they are the trendsetters and not the trend followers necessarily. So even though it's very much socially conscious, it's also innovative and an independent sign as well too. And so while Uranus was retrograde, that started in November as well, as that guy was retrograde, it has us looking to the past, but especially has us looking to the past from 2008 until recently, really looking and taking stock of what Uranus has done to transform those foundations under our feet. And it's been a heck of a doozy, hasn't it? There's been a lot of change. A lot of the old systems that we know of are just falling away because we realize they don't fit anymore, especially with Pluto moving out of Capricorn the last time that it moved into Aquarius, because Pluto takes so long to make that revolution around the sun. It takes about 248 years to do that. So the last time it was there was during the American Revolution, the time of reinventing and the founding of our country. And it's back around again, and it wants to carry that same energy, but it wants to bring out that Aquarian energy, that Uranian energy of transparency and honesty. And so we find that there's a lot of that energy that's going to be going on, especially as Uranus goes direct. As Uranus goes direct, we're really looking forward to how we're going to take these new insights and how we're going to make the changes necessary. How are we going to reinvent the wheel? And with Uranus going direct right about the same time of this new moon, it really gives us extra power to dream, because the more that we can dream, the more that we can feel it, the more that we can believe it. I tell you, that's when we manifest, right? That's when we manifest the things that it is that we want. So now another thing too, we also have Saturday really carries a lot of dreamy energy with it, because we have the planet of love and money, especially as it goes through the sign of Pisces. We have Venus moving through Pisces, very romantic energy. This is aligning with Neptune, the ruler of Pisces. And this is really the last time that Neptune's going to be in Pisces, where it's been since 2009. So having these two align really brings a lot of dreamy romantic energy in this weekend. So if you're looking for somebody, if you're looking to just really open up the lines of communication, maybe that's the area that you're looking for those new beginnings to start with this new moon. I tell you what, having this really beneficial energy happening on Saturday, it brings that through. It brings that ability through to really listen to what the heart is saying and communicate what the heart is saying, with transparency and honesty, right? We got that, no doubt. So we have that on Saturday, and really that's a lot of what's happening this week. Of course, Sunday's going to be Groundhog's Day, so we're going to see if we... That is also another thing like Chinese New Year, right? I don't really know the spiritual significance. Years and years of doing this type of work, there really isn't a spiritual significance to Groundhog's Day. But I tell you what, in Michigan, where I'm at, and the amount of snow and the cold that we've had, I don't know about you, but I'm ready for some spring to come through. That's the new beginning I'm looking for. But everybody, put your energy out there into this new moon on Wednesday. There's a lot of beautiful energy for change and transformation. So just imagine what it is you want to see different, because Aquarius is a air sign. It's fantastic. I always say to kind of match up those new moons and full moons with whatever the element is that moon is in. So we want to get those intentions for the change, for the shift, for the new beginnings. We want to write down what we want to manifest. We're writing it down because it's an air sign. And I think the universe just responds better when we put pen to paper. It radiates that energy outward and it amplifies what we are asking for. So I would say do that on Wednesday. Write out the things you want to see change. Write out the things you want to see come in for this new year, and really set the tone for this upcoming year. So that's pretty much it, everybody. That's what we got going on this week. Get your dreams out into the universe, and we will see what they bring in. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We will see you next time.